Ciao, what's up everybody? Alright, I think it's Wednesday or Tuesday? Tuesday. We're back on Winway. There's some interesting articles in the newspaper today, and I find it to be probably the first thing I found upsetting about Vietnam. I could get past the trash, the traffic, the line cutting, things like this, and get used to it pretty fast. Like, it didn't bother me at all. It's just, you know, kind of the way things are here. There's one thing I could never get over, and I still can't get over to this day, and it is the dreaded, before I say it, guess in the comment section, but it is the dreaded karaoke mobile speaker, which have only gotten louder and better as each year goes. It's now becoming a complete problem in Saigon, in a lot of the major cities, and all over the country. Smash that like button, comment, subscribe. If you don't want to, keep her moving, eh? We got photo ops going on over here. Photo taker. So yeah, this mobile speaker, I'll tell you a story. My first apartment was really great, right? Loved it. Great first apartment. It was absolutely stunning. Price was $600 bucks. I didn't think it was high. It was in a brand new building. I had a sauna in it. Awesome building. Okay, so like this restaurant opens after I'm living there for like 5 months, 6 months, and this restaurant decides that we're gonna buy a mobile karaoke system. It's a speaker. I'll try to find one so we can use it for the thumbnail. I'm looking for one right now because I hear music. We'll see one in the next, I promise, 100 yards. So anyways, they decide, well, we're gonna buy this speaker and we're gonna let our customers drink beer. There wasn't a bar or anything, it's just a restaurant. And we're gonna let our customers sing karaoke. It was insane. Gotta be playing the most copyrighted music. Blackpink. There'll be a speaker with these boys right now. Hold on. All right, so I'm back. So anyways, they buy this, and these mobile speakers, these are not small speakers. These are not like a 6-inch. These some have 12, 15-inch subwoofer, and then nice tweeters in it. These things are really, really loud. I mean, no joke loud. They'll rattle a room 100 yards away. That loud if they're turned up all the way. I'll show you one right here. There it is. Yeah, that one's got a 15-inch woofer in it, and they don't turn them just a little up, they turn them up all the way. So they decided to start singing karaoke every night, and they would sing till 3 a.m. Me and another dude in the building, my good friend, he was getting so pissed that after like a month of it, he ended up going out there and like getting in an altercation with the guy that was working there, turning the speaker off and telling him he would literally beat the out of him if he turned it back on again. 15 minutes later, they turned the speaker back on, sing again. It was so bad, I asked every day for them to not have the speaker. You know, my landlord asked them to not have the speaker. Everybody asked them to not have the speaker. They didn't care. And this is why it's never gonna change here. They can write all the news, I can talk about all I want, they can say that it's illegal. It's never gonna change because it's ingrained in Vietnamese culture. I got a SHIB on my ass. The little SHIB came and attacked me. But it's ingrained, it didn't attack me, it just brushed up on my foot. It's ingrained in the culture that these loud music speakers have to be here. They have to be around. They are like part of the SHIB love. They have to be a part of the culture. And they think it's a way to attract customers. Every business thinks they have to play loud music to keep customers. It's pretty wild. So like, this hasn't changed, and this isn't gonna change. And like I said, you can pass all the laws. They think it's okay that if they're in a quiet neighborhood to turn on their speaker and sing songs till 3 a.m. while drinking. So on top of it, the singing is horrendous. It's almost 9 times out of 10, no one talented is ever singing. And once they start drinking, it's even worse. So it easily, for me, is my biggest pet peeve probably in Vietnam. And I'm someone that actually experienced it firsthand. And as a result of it, I actually got out of my lease with my landlord and moved apartments. And specifically, that's when I moved to Vin Homes, because I just wanted to get away from noise. I didn't want there to ever be a situation where I could hear that speaker ever again. It was absolutely insane. Not to mention, my neighbor, as I got towards the end of the speaker, my neighbor then on the building next to me decided he was going to buy a speaker and sing inside of his house till 3 a.m. when he would come home drunk. So it just became like, you know, if you've ever lived in enough apartments and you lived in enough places, I'm sure you've had a loud, annoying, noisy neighbor. And this is exactly that, just times 100 and everywhere. You can't really escape these things. They are every block someone's singing on one of these things. And the problem is the level, like, even at my wife's house, bless the family, bless her heart, when they karaoke, it's way too loud. They've got like 5 speakers set up, and you know, the door's wide open, and they're singing till like 1 a.m. with loud music. And like the rest of the neighbors are sleeping, but this is a standard thing in Vietnam. This is like an okay thing with most people. But what's happening now is Vietnamese are starting to really not like it. There's this whole article in VN Express about this girl just trying everything, and a couple other people, to get their neighbors to stop using these things. Now, in my opinion, I understand some people want to play music. It's acceptable. You know, I'm a DJ, so I used to have to practice a lot. So I worked out a system anywhere I lived where I would talk to all my neighbors and I'd be like, well, when are you not home? And I would literally talk to everybody, like every person in my apartment complex, because that's the only people that were like affected. Because I had Rokit 8s, I think. I had really loud speakers too. So I'd make sure everybody was at work when I would play. And usually I would be able to play from like 2 to 5, no problem. And I'd be done with work or schedule around it. I practiced pretty much every day. But I worked it out with everybody. I asked. And that's not going on here, you know. In the article, the one dude bought his own speaker and then played shitty music back at the other speaker to no avail. That's how little the care factor is. And do I think it will ever change? Probably not. Like, it's just probably really not going to be a thing. They're going to just keep it that way, you know. They always talk about changing something, or there's a supposed law on these things now. I've never seen a cop mess with any of those speakers because there's no motive for the police to mess with that speaker. They don't get anything from it. But like, they'll come and mess with these vendors if they're in the middle here because they can take their cart. And guess what? They gotta pretty much buy their cart back. If you kind of get what I'm saying. Like, so there's never gonna be any. It's just like when we talked about the trash thing on the other video over here. You would have to hire a whole task force for it. You would have to actually take the speaker, miss the next day where we do the lucky money thing. Now, years prior, we had done the lucky money thing at night, and I just didn't think about it. And, you know, her dad got out his, you know, liquor he makes. He was proud of it. I was drinking it, and they just keep pouring one after another. And I got wasted. Like, I got super drunk, and I haven't been getting drunk. So, like, you know, I was super. When she woke me up in the morning, it was at like 10 a.m. and I was still drunk because we went home at like 1 a.m., 1:30. So I mean, I had been drinking 30% hard alcohol mainly and beers. So I was wasted. Like, you know, I eventually did get up and I'm like, let's go. And she's just still mad. She's already angry. And at that point, there's really nothing that can be done. She's like, let's take the motorbike. I'm like, I can't drive right now. So we both have motorcycles. I'm like, who's gonna drive? Like, you can't drive me, I'm too big. So then she just ended up going, and I'm like, well, we can take the car, and she's angry, just leaves. So like, it's not anybody's fault but mine. I shouldn't have got that drunk, but it is not easy to say no to drinking during TED. There's very much a pressure there to drink. And I'm not making that as an excuse. You know, I still missed the day, and it is what it is. It's not like I wanted to. I got up, I was ready to go. But I get it. You know, it's like a really important thing. But that's another thing that they wrote about in the newspaper today is it's not positive to power drink through this whole entire TET thing. You know, and then there's this extreme pressure to drink. Like, I think the article today was talking about a guy not like me. He doesn't drink at all. And he got wasted every night during TET because he's newly married and the family is like, you know, really happy. And there's an extreme pressure. I've tried to go over to her house before and been like, I'm not drinking. And after 2 hours, they just beat me down, man. Like, they're like, oh, God, drink a beer. Come on, have a beer. So, I mean, now I don't even say anything. I'm just like, let's drink the beer. And I like to drink, so it's not that big of a deal. But there definitely is some truth to the article. There is definitely a pressure on TET to drink. And it can be not really overwhelming, but it can be difficult to say no because, like, it's frowned upon. So, like, could I have done better? Sure. But I didn't expect that hooch to catch up to me, man. That hooch really came back and boop, bit me in the morning. We should have just took the car. I should have just took a car separate. But at that point, I got mad, and I don't get mad. And I'm like, fuck it, you know, work it. So, it is what it is. We'll be fine, you know. I'll probably go over there tomorrow. We'll hang out with the family again. It's just, you know, these are just the small intricacies that you'll deal with in Vietnam. I'm giving you, like, real information that I don't really think any other YouTubers put out on YouTube that live in Vietnam. Like, I love Vietnam, I love my wife, I love their family, but these things exist, guys. Now, if you're in sobriety and you're totally sober, you cannot drink then. Like, your wife will be able to tell the family that you just don't drink, and they won't bother you about it. But they know I drank, and we know I drank, and yeah. And, you know, I feel bad. I'm mad that my wife, I'm not mad, I'm upset that my wife's mad at me. And she had to tell something to her family. And, you know, they probably talk shit too, but it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. We'll be fine. It is what it is. So I thought I'd just share these two stories from two very interesting articles I found in the newspaper today. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know your experiences if you're married to a Vietnamese woman and you're here and you do TET in the comment section. I'm curious to see if it's a similar situation for anybody else out there. So, of course, I could do better. I will do better. I'm not perfect. I mess up. I'm sorry. You know, sorry to my wife. It is what it is, though. All we can do now is move forward. So, Shuk Mung Nam Oi. We'll see you on the next one. Stay frosty. Peace out.